Skull Crusher comrades, it's me, it's your boy, it's Dylan, back at it again with a... Don't make my mouth move.
You're talking, are you not?
Yeah, but that's... Hold on. Move it twice over. Press the button twice. Press the button twice. See, now I'm fucking mad. Because you're doing shit. And look at you. Look at everyone.
Don't make fun of my guy.
Look at him. Look at him. Look how fucking disgusting he is.
My guy looks good.
He has animations on top of See, look. When I talk, it moves.
Yeah, because we're using the same mic. I wasn't expecting to have to use this, but I wanted to now to show it off. My version of like having a character that talks versus your version of having a character that talks.
And I can shut him up.
Oh,
I can shut him up just like that.
Don't touch my keyboard.
So you gotta do shit. You gotta do extra shit. You're not even good. You were like, let me sit in the chair so that I can cycle between my facial animations. I was like, okay, whatever. You're not even doing it good enough.
Yeah, because it wasn't... shut up, okay? Look, we're here because of why, Dylan?
Move my face back. We are here to talk about The Last of Us. The Last of Us TV show. Because me and Aiden both played the game. And we 100%ed it, played it on hardest difficulty. We did everything with that game. So we're pretty big connoisseurs.
Don't say it like that.
Don't talk without moving your mouth.
Okay, I get it. But yeah, I did play through all of it from start to finish like 2 times over. And I thought it was really fun. I really enjoyed playing it. I just hated how it ended. I hated that Joel killed that lady, just ran off with Ellie and lied to her at the end. I thought that was pretty shitty.
It makes complete sense to why he would do that, though. He fucking grew attached to his second daughter. Like, it makes complete sense as to why he would kill the lady and run off with his daughter and lie to her. 100%.
Yeah, but, like, it just... I don't know. The entire point of the video game was to, like, she was the cure to save everyone. And then you've, like, fucked over everyone by... just because you have, like, abandonment issues.
So, like... The fucking whole reason that she's the cure or whatever is so that you grow attached to her, so then you don't want her to die. You're like the 1% of people who would actually kill her to save the rest of you fucks. And guess what? What cure would have they brought out? Like what? It would have like gotten rid of the cordyceps? It would have gotten rid of... We're not talking about the fucking video game! We're talking about the goddamn TV show!
I know. It's just that whatever. Anyways, talk about the show then.
It's alright. Yeah, it's pretty good. You know what? Like, I was scared because, you know, they've got the one girl from Game of Thrones as Ellie. Pull up a picture.
Wait.
Pull up a... No.
Wait.
That's not what I wanted.
There she is.
Yeah, Bella Ramsey. They got Bella Ramsey as Ellie. And, you're just gonna follow them around to each thing.
What do you mean?
You're still there. You're still on screen.
Yeah? And? You have a problem with me being on screen and you not?
I think give him some space. Give him some alone time. What's wrong with you?
Fine. I'll just be over here then.
Good. Glad. Fucking weirdo.
I realized that the page down and page up button are how I change emotes.
Of course.
Anyways.
Moving on. They're pretty stacked cast. Okay. These are bad pictures of all of them. From what I can see. Looking at... Go up. Looking at Tommy, the Gabriel Luna, the guy who plays Tommy, and the lady who plays Tess. These are really good pictures of them. But if you look at them in the actual TV show, they look more like the actual characters from the video game. It's pretty good.
Why does John Hannon look so dead inside?
He's a doctor from the beginning. Another thing that they went into is they actually talked about the disease before the disease happens. And kind of gave you some context clues that you could use to infer how the disease became a thing. Like when he's talking about the disease from Madagascar that could get out and start a global pandemic or whatever. I'm almost certain that that's the disease that causes this thing. because then they go in this whole long thing about that fungus that controls ants.
Yep, which is a real fungus.
There's it's a real thing. It's the inspiration for the video game.
There's also another fungus, Aeronerum, which controls spiders. It's basically the same thing, but with spiders instead.
Gross. But yeah. It's like, go back to us. Go back.
Okay.
Go back to us. We're not talking about the thing anymore.
Just gonna walk back on screen.
Fucking psycho. Anyway, lost my train of thought. You son of a bitch. You goddamn.
You should have.
You're not talking with your mouth again.
I get it, okay? I get that it's difficult that we have to share a mic and it just whatever. Anyways, you were talking about the fucking disease, the mushroom disease, well, how they were talking about it beforehand in like the opening scene.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. I'm glad they did that. I'm less glad actually because it gave us I don't know. We ended the show at a good point. So the entire thing is literally like an hour and 30 minutes long. It's a fucking beast of an episode. Like, if every episode is an hour and 30 minutes... Granted, it's the first episode. First episode of everything is, like, going to be a lot. You fucking serious?
What?
Oh, no, never mind. No, it's blocked.
See, I came in handy.
Yeah, you came in handy blocking your gross friends list. Playing Hentai Maker number 3.
No, it's...
Shut up.
Whatever.
Anyway,
See, now you made yourself lose your train of thought.
That happens often. It's part of the allure. Make my character
allure?
mad. Make my character mad. I was mad. Alright, no, take it back. See, I was mad because of some changes that they did, small changes, but still like significant changes, like the casting. Go back to the cast. The casting for the daughter Sarah. Like, let's see, where is she? She's not on this page. Are you serious? This is the cat. This is the main cat. What are you? Hey, get out of here. Pay attention. I'm paying attention. Where's the fucking girl? The daughter?
Oh yeah, no, she isn't on here.
Yeah. Where is she?
Why are some people not on here? Like, the two brothers that die, like, one of them dies and the other shoots himself. One's here, the other's not here.
Who are these other people who are nameless?
You know why I feel...
Would you go up and look for the fucking daughter? God damn it, I'm trying to make a point that you're telling me that I'm going off the fucking
I'm saying,
rail.
I think the reason that his brother and the daughter aren't here is because they both die off real early after they show up. Their own...
Then type in Last of Us cast Sarah.
Alright. Don't need to yell at me. It's right there. First thing that popped up.
Fucking images. Just go to images.
This girl.
Okay, that's a good comparison. If you look the far right picture, I have no problem with this swap. Now, I'll tell you why. Normally, I would have a problem with this swap because of one thing. It's a race swap for no reason at all. Okay? They do this all the time. In all, like, media and remakes and stuff, they will race swap a character to push their agenda further, or they'll make a character gay, like we're going to talk about later. But, right? Solid choice. She did an excellent job portraying the daughter in the first episode. She did really good. And the other thing is they fleshed out more of Sarah's character, because the first episode doesn't just start at where the game starts, which is you play as Sarah in the beginning and you go find Joel. In the TV show, you actually start their day, and Sarah goes through her day, and like, it's to build suspense, because you're in the background, you're hearing about the disease starting to take over. It's like little things, like there's this old lady in the show who is infected early on, and you can see that she's infected because their dog doesn't want to go near the lady, and the lady's like just kind of like a silent mute. She's real like gross looking, but it's to build suspense, and they do a pretty good job of building suspense for like what little time they did it for. But when they actually got into the like parts that matched the game, it was like a 1-to-1 remake.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane.
The only difference really from the video game is where they were driving and then there was like that long blockade and the army was in the way, so they drove off the like through the field towards the town, and then like the plane came down and crashed, and like that's what knocked over their car.
Yes.
Other than
like
that,
a plane came down and knocked over their car, which is not what happened in the video game. The video game, they are doing the same exact thing, and when they're driving, they get T-boned, which is a good way to do it. The other thing is like it's little changes that show that it's taking its own direction with the story, but it's not changing too much. Like the way that Tommy gets separated from Joel and Sarah, it's in the video game. Joel and Sarah are separated because Tommy holds the door closed from infected getting in, and he tells them to run and that he'll meet them at the highway. And then he meets them at the highway and shoots the officer that's going to shoot Joel, right? Same thing happens, it's just that this time when the car gets flipped over, another car shows up when Joel is going down an alleyway, and it knocks a car in the way. And so Tommy's like, we'll meet at the highway, and then he leaves.
I prefer that way over what happens in the video game.
I don't know. I prefer the video game because a fucking plane didn't come down and crash, and like, that's ridiculous.
Like out of the entire plane crash that happened in the distance, a small piece flew over and hit their car.
No, it wasn't even in the distance. It was fucking right next to the fucking
Yes, but like
car.
It was just that it wasn't like the plane crashing itself. It was like a small piece hit the roof of the car, and that's what sent it flying over.
Yeah, but that's just dumb. It's unrealistic.
Exactly. That's I'm agreeing with you that that's dumb. But I prefer the them getting like trapped on two opposite sides of a burning car. That's why they split up.
I don't know. It's like very self-sacrificing in the video game. It's to imply
it's
that
self-sacrificing, even though he shows right back up immediately.
It happens all the time. That's exactly what would happen in the fucking real life. Is someone would be like, "Oh man, go! I'll hold the door," and then they die. But you know, Tommy doesn't die. Shit happens all the time.
And then they start off the infected post-infection area pretty brutally with that little girl showing up, and then the little kid showing up. Whatever.
It was a boy.
Was it a boy?
It was a boy. And that's
thought,
why you're an asshole.
Whatever. Anyways, the little kid shows up, and then they find out. It
doesn't even look gender neutral or like fucking girlish. It just looks like a little kid.
Okay, I get it. I'm an asshole. Are you gonna stay on this, or are you gonna let me explain?
I'm gonna stay on this.
All right, then you explain what happened next. Then.
So they just fucking inject him with like a fucking disease, or they inject him because he's bitten. He's bit is the thing, but they inject him and fucking euthanize him.
And then Joel just drops the body onto a open fire.
So Joel is doing a job where you pick up corpses and you throw corpses into a fire and then you clean up the ashes. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not how the video game starts. Video game starts later on. So like Tessa, go to the original cast. Go to the original cast. Yeah, Nope. Where is she? Anna Torv, Tess. She's a very good, like, fucking perfect match for the video game character. She's a little older than what she like looks like in the video game. But if you go back and you look at the remake versus the original, in the remake they fucking age her up and everybody else up by a lot. Like a lot. Like if you looked at get out of the way.
All right.
If you look at comparisons from 2013 Tess to remake Tess, they fucking did her dirty. 2013 Tess versus remake. Look at that difference. Like, she looks more realistic, granted, right? So it matches with the style of the part 2 that they do, but fucking they did her so dirty. Look at that.
She looks like 20 years older.
Yeah, I mean she's supposed to look older, right? Because it's like they're old. They're both older, but some people age fucking great, and some people age like shit. This part of the beginning, is where the game starts off. She gets jumped by a couple guys. They're trying to get a battery to get out of the area, and he wants that battery, so he goes with her to beat the shit out of him. Right? That's not how the show starts off. It actually goes into Joel a little bit more, why he's doing this to get the battery and stuff, and it also goes into her getting jumped by the bad guys, because it shows her getting jumped by the bad guys, and then she gets caught up in a Firefly attack and shit like that, and yeah, they really just did her fucking dirty. She looks great in this. Joel doesn't look that old either. Just shitty what they did to him. They age him up a lot. They age up all the characters a lot in the fucking PS5 remake. Anyway, what was I talking about? I'm working on it.
I'm back.
Yeah, good for you. Which button is it?
1 to talk, 9 to stop
Make sure you're done talking. All in all, really good fucking video game TV show adaptation. They did a pretty decent job. They didn't fuck it up too bad. So far, the characters are spot on for their portrayals. Especially Ellie. Ellie is fucking awesome in this show. So far, right? It is from what I can see, it's a 1-to-1 recreation of the video game, but they sprinkle new shit in. Okay, it's pretty good.
One thing I was really worried about was I think the actor for Ellie talked about this, is that they told the actors not to look at anything related to the video games. Don't watch Let's Plays, don't watch the game itself, don't look at anything related to the video game at all, which worried some people, me included, because that usually meant that they were gonna change.
Yeah, it was I was worried as well, because that's usually what they say when they fuck it up and they just throw a bunch of random bullshit at it. It's how they fucked up Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they did Part 2 really bad. Part 2 sucks. I like to imagine that after The Last of Us Part 1, it just ended there. That's it. It's the end. They live their happy little ending. Because Part 2... While Part 2 does go into some deeper stuff, like PTSD and fucking dealing with loss and stuff, they do a really shitty job of portraying those things.
I have still not watched anyone play Part 2, nor have I played Part 2 myself, because I just don't like how it ended, but I would have preferred it ended there, and since I've heard how absolutely horrible Part 2 is, I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist, and I'm just gonna go with it ended at Part 1, and that's it. I'm just probably not gonna ever watch Part 2.
My favorite thing about Part 2 was everyone assumed that the character that kills Joel in Part 2 is trans. Because she's just built like a dude. She's built like a man. And she's not, from what I've read and from what I've seen, she's not trans. But they, it almost feels like they tried to bill her as a trans character. Which is really weird. More like agenda-y.
That reminds me of literally something that happened with Splatoon, where they showed off one of the announcers. It was Shiver, the see-through tank top and the bandages over. They said they just used they. They said they like to sing and whatnot. They're like, oh, it's trans. That's it. They did it. Yay! But they just used the word they once. It doesn't mean anything. But that's just what people go with now. They just kind of they just ship her with the other girl just because they used they once in a commercial.
So it's progressive. It's a progressive type of agenda pushing that they do in TV shows and video games now that just doesn't work well. Everyone sees it for what it is. It's just agenda pushing, and the game suffers. But so far, so far, it has been pretty okay. The video game show, The Last of Us, but a good start, real good start. They end it on when everyone finds out that Ellie is infected, and she's really Bella Ramsey or whatever her fucking name is. She played in Game of Thrones, and I actually liked her as an actor. She's pretty good. There she is. She's pretty good. She got big ass forehead.
I was gonna say that.
She
I didn't want to say anything because
she has a huge forehead.
I was gonna say her face looks wrong, but I thought that'd be a dick thing to say. But
no, she doesn't look like Ellie.
No, she doesn't. She sounds exactly like Ellie, but she doesn't look like Ellie.
And she doesn't look like Ellie, which sucks. It really sucks that she doesn't look like Ellie. But that's not a big issue. Because she plays really good as Ellie. She's like a fucking, honestly, a perfect casting for Ellie. Like, when I was watching the show, there are a couple scenes that happen that Ellie is a part of that weren't in the original game. And she fucking killed it. She is exactly like Ellie. She's as sassy and witty, and she's fucking cursing all the time. She's a perfect version of Ellie. Joel is fucking amazing. Pedro Pascal is amazing as Joel. Everybody knew that was a perfect fit, though. Fucking, there was no disagreement there. No one was like, I don't like the accent. Fucking, everyone agrees he's a perfect Joel. The brother is pretty good. Marlene is the lady who is in charge of, who gives you the mission to go all the way out to buttfuck nowhere to drop off Ellie. She is really good. So far, it seems like all the characters are in perfect roles for them. The only one that I'm worried about is Bill, and that's because Bill is gay. And to be fair, in the original version of the game, Bill is hinted at being gay. And then when they did the remake and the remaster, it's expanded on just a little bit more because Bill and his partner Frank were in a gay relationship together before Frank, spoiler alert, kills himself because he's infected. You find that out through the video game, and you find that out later on. But I'm worried that they will try to push further and try to expand upon it, like doing something as horrible as like making Bill and Pedro, or fucking Bill and Joel, like have a moment, like a gay moment together, which is something that a lot of these big studios do, is they take your characters and they fuck with them to push their agenda. So hopefully we won't see that at all, but if it does happen, I fucking called it. I was against it from the start. Like, I don't care if they like do flashback scenes with Frank, because they have a person casted as Frank is the thing, right?
They do?
Yeah, they have a person cast as Frank. So they're obviously going to like either do like a flashback type thing, or like some way Frank is going to be there before he kills himself. Okay, right. I don't mind if they do gay stuff with Frank. Just to fucking leave Joel alone. Just don't fucking touch him. Don't touch his brother either. Pedophiles. Anyway.
That's where I thought you were going.
Anyway, that's all we got to say about it.
Do you think if they finish off all of like the part 1 video game and it does really well, do you think they'll try and do part 2?
Yeah, of course. 100%. Of course, like the video game was so popular that they did a part 2. So this is going to be super popular. They're of course going to do a part 2. That's where they're going to fucking fail. Because there's no turning that part 2 garbage plotline into a good story, especially when in the first 20 minutes they kill Joel off. Everybody wants Pedro Pascal to continue being Joel. He's really good as Joel. So fucking killing him off in the first 20 minutes of their series, if they do a part 2, and making it so that Bella Ramsey, or whoever plays Bella Ramsey after, because she's not old enough to do a part 2, they're just gonna fuck it up. It's just, you can't fix garbage that has already been finalized. It's like drawing like a picture. There's no fucking erase button for like my hair that would perfectly get rid of it besides completely undoing it. So they're gonna fuck it up.
I know I haven't seen anything on part 2. I've seen like Jacksepticeye play like half of episode 1, and then that was about all I've seen. But I have heard a lot of people say the plotline was good. It was just jumbled up a lot. Like if it had just been done in a different order, it would have been a lot better. So maybe they can do that with the show. Maybe just take the plotline, rejumble some things to make it flow better, and actually make it, actually palatable, actually better than the video game itself.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't fucking care. First episode was pretty good. That's it. You want to say something before I turn it off?
Whose video is, or whose channel is this going up?
This is going on mine. Why would this ever go up on your channel?
Because that's my guy.
That sucks.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel then, the Peg Pals. That's why I'm a peg, like the board game pegs.
Yeah, that's not what they think of. I hope you know that. That's not what they think of when you say the Peg Pals.
Yeah.
That's not what anybody thinks of.
I know that's not what they think of. I know what everyone thinks of when I say my name is the Peg Pals.
Plus, your name, who are you? What's your name? No one knows your name. They only know the Peg Pals. Like, I don't even know a single...
Okay, that's not true. Everyone knows I'm Ajax, the runner of the Peg Pals.
That is disgusting.
When everyone sees me on, Twitch or YouTube, and I comment on their stream and they know who I am, they call me by Ajax. They don't call me the Peg Pals.
Right, but it doesn't make sense. Why you could have done it like Ajax and the Peg Pals. That's gross to say. And, just, fucking anything besides just the Peg Pals. Because
it's not just me.
No, you shush. You hush. Because it's not just me. But what's my channel called?
Yours is called Smigmore and Friends. Smigmore and Friends. But that's I didn't want to put my name and then everyone else's name. Or just the group and then my name. I didn't want my name in the channel.
When my people are in my videos, they don't have usernames. They don't have fucking gamer tags unless they're complete randos that we don't know, right? They are just my friends. That's why it's called Smigmore and Friends. And I could make it Dylan and Friends. Because do I introduce most episodes as Smigmore? No. What do I say? I say, it's me. My name's Dylan Evans. How's it going? Shit like that.
No, you say Stokrusha or Stokrusha.
What's wrong with saying Stokrusha comrades?
Because you're not fucking Russian.
That's the point. That's why it's hilarious. Like, comment, and conform. My entire YouTube agenda, personality, right, was built on one joke from a video game that no one played, and that's hilarious. So it's this game called Paradigm, right? And in Paradigm, there's a throwaway gag about fucking Lenin and Gorbachev having a YouTube channel, where at the end of their YouTube channel they say like, comment, and conform. And that's fucking hilarious. It's a slept-on joke that you could miss.
Okay, now that I know it's a reference to something, that does make it funnier.
Yeah. That's why I build my entire thing around that line. And that's why when Tayden was on the show, and he would start his videos with Pripyat comrades, the whole point was to be Russian-themed, so that you like, comment, and conform. And it's a funny bit. It's a good bit. Anyway, we gotta wrap this up. This is currently longer than... This is 30 minutes! Fucking I said 10 to 5 minutes, Aiden. I said 10 to 5 minutes.
I'm sorry you wanted to recap the entire episode.
10 to 5 minutes.
You literally recapped every scene of the entire episode. That's
show was good.
Anyways, yeah, show was good. Goodbye.
Like, comment, and conform. Look, I made you say it.
No, stop.
Pussy ass.